Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. Look, we match. We're different shades of red, but look at us. Are we predicting anything on the markets today, or is it just chance?
I was just gonna say that we're trying to indicate some kind of market activity today. But yeah, man. Maybe.
Well,
we'll have to see.
We had a disappointing evening for Canadians last night as the Edmonton Oilers could not seal the deal. Congratulations to any Florida Panther fans. It's they rediscovered the defense that really sort of helped them all season and put it to good use last night. We just could not get past those defenses. So, anyways, it was a good game though. So. Great Stanley Cup final, and hey, look, finally hockey's over for the year, so we get 2 months off before preseason starts again in September.
2 months and you're back at it? Wow,
pretty much.
That's quick.
July and
when
August,
I heard the news, I don't follow hockey, but when I heard the news over the radio this morning, I'm like, wait, that Canadians should not be losing to Florida on ice. It just doesn't seem right. But hey, I don't know anything about hockey, but it just caught me off guard. Like, how did that happen? But yeah, all right.
Well, it doesn't mean the players are from Florida or from Canada necessarily, but it's the way it goes.
A lot of them are from the north, I'm sure.
They're from friends or Sweden, or they could be from anywhere. So, anyways, all right. So hockey's over, but the markets are always here. So if you're with us for Engineering the Markets in the Variable Trading chat room, you were listening to Jared. He's talking about yesterday and how sort of the tale of yesterday was certainly all about Nvidia. So it had sort of a depressed day, if you will, moving downwards. Took the market with it. We'll see what happens today there in the markets. But I don't know. I had a good day yesterday, so I'm hoping that we get another good trading day today.
Yeah, it was a great day. A lot of volatility, a lot of movement. Nvidia was part of that. And there were some other great tickers, too, moving well yesterday. So we'll see what it does today. Nvidia, by the way, guys, since we're talking about it, went down today towards 115 was the low of today. So remember, just 3 days ago, this thing was sitting at 140. Now, keep in mind, this might seem drastic, but if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, this stock was at just a month ago, was at $82, right? So if you look at the bigger picture, it's a pullback that is relative, not huge compared to where the stock has been. Beginning of the year, $46, right? So just keep that in mind. Today's will be interesting. Are people buying the dip here? Money transitioning out, to other places, obviously taking profits when you're hitting these highs. Today will be interesting. Are we going to buy the dip here, or are we going to continue on this trend? So looking forward to see what the market does this morning. Before we get into all of that, Peter, let's go right into our U.S. economic calendar. What do we have for today?
Yeah, pretty slow day today. I did mention to you that on the week, let me just call up my data here. On the week, we don't have a lot happening until the end of the week. 9 o'clock, we do have the home price index that comes out. 10 o'clock, we have consumer confidence, and then there's a Fed governor speech at noon. None of those have big market impact. I wanted to see if the market was moving right now. There is some Canadian economic data. But the U.S. markets don't really care. So, but that's okay. So, pretty quiet. Look, I'll let you know about the home price index, but it probably is not going to have, the market probably will totally ignore it and do nothing at 9 o'clock this morning. So, we'll just have to look on our gappers list and see what's moving there. Also, fairly quiet for earnings. I have one that will mention. I don't know if it'll come out before we get we're off the air here. We're hand over to our live trading, but we'll talk about it anyways. And then, of course, anything else that's gapping this morning, we will have to keep an eye on them. So, again, I actually like these days. I like the days without a lot of news because it means stocks can sort of move based on trading volume, and I find the patterns a little more predictable. So I am actually looking forward to today's trading and hoping that, we don't see some of the summer volumes that we start to see this time of year, which means lower volumes, especially right after the open. Those can make things a little trickier, but if the volume stays at least sort of mid high, like a lot of my stable stocks, if you look at relative volume, it sort of shows you volume one day compared to the next. As long as it's sort of 80% or higher, I'll be in a good place. So let's see what happens today.
All right, you're looking forward to as well. Quick look at the
Yep.
SPY right now. What we have going on, we are pretty much flat, right? Not much going on there this morning. We'll see how this looks in a couple of minutes. All right, Control A, Control X is going to clean our watch list over on Dash Trader Pro, and once we do that, we're going to look over in our gappers list, which we got a bunch in the green today. Some really big numbers here. RGS up 150, 2 million shares flow. Can wait to see what that looks like in a second. And then some other ones on here that we like and know very well. Nvidia is on here. Mara is also on here as well. So we got a couple that we know. And then on the gapping down side of things, we got a few names we've seen in the past plenty of times: SETG, MLGO, and SPR. SPR has an offer by Boeing. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Boeing is not showing here, but we'll probably mention that as we go through some of our news hot topics this morning. All right, let's take a look here. RGS, first one on deck today. We are up a whopping 150%, friends. 9.3 million shares traded. So that is a lot of volume. Peter, what's going on here? Definitely got something brewing here today.
Well, they announced that they are going to completely refinance their existing debt. I don't know. Frankly, I'm not sure why it's creating such a jump here. This is a low float. I mean, we're only talking about a float of just under 2 million shares and an $11 million market cap. Well, I guess that would have been at the close yesterday. I guess now they've got a whopping like $25 million market cap. Look at them go. But you have to know that this is a low float, which means, I guess, just because that they're refinancing that debt, I mean, they've got $105 million in debt, which is still, yesterday there was almost 10 times the value of their market cap. Now I guess it's only 4 or 5. But still, just treat this with extreme caution. I'm not sure that I like it. I don't know that I've ever looked at this before, Carlos. It's just, again, one of those ones that I typically don't trade. Price action doesn't that look that bad, I'll be honest, early going here. So if the volume can keep up and the price action can stay steady, maybe it's worth putting on a secondary list. But I'll probably be only watching it if it starts to do something even more interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely active. I mean, it's I'm gonna put it here in a risky pile. Low flow, guys. Just a reminder, sitting at 2 million shares flow. So be very, very careful. That is not the correct ticker. It is R. Let me fix that here. RGS. RGS on deck again. Tons of volume this morning. VLCN is the next one on here. This one is up 42%. It's gapping up. Yeah, gapping up 41% this morning. Again, just very interesting daily. Was sitting at just 200, 150, $100 just a couple of months ago, down to $5. I mean, how nasty is this daily? This is brutal. This is a double garbage truck. I don't know if we have a double garbage truck, but we got to guess something like that. This is ugly than uglier, or ugly than more ugly than ugly. I don't know. It's just so bad. Peter, what's going on with this one? $5 stock. I mean, it's just so bad.
I'm trying to figure out what this company actually does. This is a Volcon e-Power Sports. They're listed as an auto manufacturer, but I'm like, why have I never heard of them? But it looks like they make electric motorcycles. That seems to be what they do. All right. So,
Okay.
Volcon. Anybody have a Volcon bike out there? Never really heard of them, but maybe it's because I'm not in the e-power sports scene. I don't
They
really see any
actually
news in
look
this.
pretty
Again,
nice. They look pretty cool, man. You gotta look at them. Looks like a fun
there you
toy
go.
for
Yeah.
someone young
They
looking
got
to
the
get into
retro
something.
look. They got the little family bikes. Anyways, yeah, I Jonathan making the joke, may the company live long and prosper. I was thinking the same thing. It's not Vulcan, it's Volcon. But anyways, I don't really see much news today. I'm not sure why they're jumping up. This is once again another low float. I mean, even smaller than before. We're seeing a 250,000 shares in the float. Only 250,000 shares in the float. Market cap of under $1 million, or at least as of the close yesterday. Now they're well, I mean, their market cap is almost 2 million. How exciting for them! But yeah, Carlos, I guess this, because it's over $5, it just squeaked into our list. Not typically the type of thing we look at. I'm willing to sort of cycle on by, pun
Yeah.
intended.
Psych on by. Let's get down to the next one here. NNE, it is a nano nuclear energy,
Uh,
up
I
20%
just
this
know. I
morning.
just saw that page you put up there. By the way, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah,
you gotta admire a company that has a Grunt Evo sale. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. But there you go, the
yeah,
Grunt
yeah,
Evo sale. I guess it's because their bike is called the Grunt Evo, but that's a good strong name for a bike,
yeah.
and it's a
It
family
sure is.
ride. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
look
that's
at
what I'm
that.
gonna put my family on, the Grunt Evo. There you go. Anyways,
40 miles per
love it.
hour top speed. Okay. All right, friends. Going back here, NNE is again up 20% here, 274,000 shares traded. Hard to borrow on this one, so it's not looking great. The float on this is 25 million, so still a low flow stock. Not as low as 2 million, but still on that lowish end. I don't know what to think about this, Peter. I mean, I don't typically like these type of stocks. I think the volume is extremely
Yeah.
light. They don't trade that well. I'm not gonna have it on my list. I'm just gonna stick with the stuff that works well. But what's the news, if any?
This is a company called Nano Nuclear Energy. And I like their description. They're an emerging vertically integrated micro reactor and advanced nuclear technology company. Is this the Back to the Future stuff? Do they make Mr. Fusion? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. Anyways, I'm making that up. But they are acquiring a new reactor cooling technology. So basically, buying it off a partner. Usually that's a drop for a company, not something that jumps up. But I am now. This is another thing I have to look up to see what does a micro nuclear reactor look like. I mean, are these portable? That doesn't sound safe. I'm not feels like this is going
Yeah,
to be hard to market. Isn't this exactly what the governments have been looking to prevent and regulate for decades? They don't want nuclear reactors in the hands of common people, or portable for that matter.
yeah, it doesn't
Anyways,
sound too
all
safe.
right.
I see it's a
What?
recent IPO as well, right? Just about a little bit in about 2 months old, so it's not a new
Yeah.
ticker hitting all time highs here. Um, Again, hitting all time highs could be interesting, right? If this thing really get going, we don't have a lot of data on it on the daily going back, but I'm not a big fan. But I'm interesting to
There's
see how this is going to end today.
Yeah, there's some very cool applications of nuclear technology out there, and some can be very safe. The problem is they're just ripe for misuse, right? Like, I was reading about a technology where they could use decaying nuclear isotopes that you could capture and put into a sealed container, but basically use the offshoot of the nuclear decay to power like a smartwatch, for example. Right, you can basically use that as a battery replacement for a smartwatch, and the battery would last like 10,000 years. Like, it's one of those. It just completely would change the way we look at battery powers. You could have little batteries and things that never run out. That think of where you could then put electronic devices if you never ever had to replace a battery. But anyways, yeah, if that's what they're going after, I think it's cool. But yeah, it just thinks the regulatory process might be difficult, because there obviously is a concern of the wrong people misusing this type of thing. There you go. Craggy Rider's got a picture of the Mr. Fusion machine, always one of my favorites out of the Back to the Future sequels. So all right, anyways, the did I ever tell you? Here, a brief story. I was doing a corporate tour. Oh, everybody can take a drink.
Oh, everybody
Back
have
in
a
the day,
drink.
There you go. Have a drink. And I had the chance to visit the university. I think it was the University of Saskatchewan. And we were going through because we were actually looking at different mining technologies, but we were in their physics and science building and going through. And they had a door that the tour just sort of walked by, and I said, "Whoa, wait a second." I want to know what's in here because on the door it had like a proper formal, printed sign that said flex capacitor room. And it was funny to me that the girl giving the tour said, "Oh my God, nobody's ever noticed that before." So it's one of the jokes by our science crew, and I'm like, "Oh man, you got my hopes up for a second." I was really hoping they were working on flux capacitor technology in this room, but apparently not. But she never did open the door, so I don't know. Maybe out there in
You
Saskatchewan, it's
can't
it's happening.
confirm nor deny.
I cannot because the sign was
Wow.
on the door. You'd think if they're doing something like that, they probably wouldn't be advertising it on the door. But I can't prove or disprove. So, anyways,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
there you go.
Sometimes
There's my
hiding in
story for
plain
the morning.
sight is the way to be.
Yeah,
So maybe that's what they're
yeah,
doing there.
that
So
exactly right. Yeah, maybe
yeah,
Carlos,
like
that's it. You put it on the door. Everybody's like, "Well, clearly that's not what's in there." Haha, funny
yeah,
joke. But
right.
maybe that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, could work. Um, Friends, NNE continues to take off here. We're at 25.78. I mean, it's moving. I don't highly recommend it, but I do want to see where this is going to end up today. Especially
Mm.
recent IPO is going to be hitting all time highs here. Has been hitting and breaking out of all time highs. Just interested to see what's going to happen. All right, let's look at ENVX today. We've seen this plenty of times in our list, doing a couple of breakouts in the past, doing one again today this morning, up 17%, 1 million shares traded, Peter. But is this move happening with any kind of news worth watching?
Good old Enovix Corporation. We've only seen them a couple of times. They jump on here. They're an electronic parts company. They trade on a secondary market, so I'm always cautious with that. They did sign a new contract, so they're on the news because they basically got a new contract to build some batteries for a mixed reality headset. What's mixed reality? Is it like virtual reality overlaid in the real world type thing? I assume that's what mixed reality is. I like to keep all my realities
Yeah.
real, to be honest. That's that sounds like mixed reality is when bad drug trips happen, isn't it? Anyways.
Could
All
be.
right. Well, that's right. But
Yeah.
anyways, they got a contract to do some batteries for silicon battery packs for a mixed reality headset. Interesting. They have not released the company whose headset they're providing them for. But it's got to be one of the major ones. Carlos, we talked about the Apple one that was supposed to be coming out, right, and released because they, according to their press release, well, again, they have not said which company it is. They said that the headset delivery forecast is just under 10 million units in 2024 and expected to grow to over 35 million units by 2028. So what what reality or virtual reality headset do you think can get up to 35 million units within the next 4 years?
Yeah. That
Hmm.
we'll see, man. I'm not getting one no time
Yeah,
soon. But
it's got to be one of the big ones, right? Because I don't
yeah.
know anyone else
Yeah.
that's selling that many. So, anyways, so
Yeah.
that's why Enovix is jumping up. ENVX. I like this one a little better just because it's higher float. I don't like that it's secondary market traded. Meaning, I actually haven't looked it up here. Let me just ENVX. Well, it says it trades on the Nasdaq, so should be okay. The price action is only 1 million shares, so I like to. We need to see that the volume continue as we head into the open. So it's a maybe. Once again, maybe it goes on the maybe list. We might have to call this secondary list later, Carlos. But
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll
We can
cross
definitely
paths
add it
again.
on here and come back to it and see how it looks in a few minutes here. ENVX. I like the volume. I like the gap up of 17%. I just don't think it's going to trade well, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt this morning. Let's take a look at DJT. It's gapping up today after being down a couple of days here. Did move up yesterday, gapping up this morning, up 9.2, 1.1 million shares traded. This stock is in play. It's all, can it trade well at the market open? Looks like yesterday was a better day than what it usually has. This looks very, very clean. We had 23 million shares traded, and look at the volume increasing over the last couple of days. This actually could do some good stuff today if it continues to trade the way it is. And more importantly, it's got to continue to get this type of volume. If it does that, it can definitely be something we look at today.
Yeah, they somehow they managed to convince some investors to dump another $69.4 million into the company with issuing some new warrants. So I don't know. I mean, I that's good. I guess that the company got a cash infusion. Once again, it adds just more inventory out there, and I, I guess people are actually investing in this. Sounds risky to me, but if it moves the stock and makes it fun to trade, then I guess I'm all for it, as long as it's not my money going in there. So, but that's what's happening.
Yep.
Yesterday, they did sort of announce it yesterday morning, or that it was pending. They confirmed that that they've, I guess, received the proceeds, or at least have confirmed them from these warrants. So that's why we're seeing that jump this morning.
All right. I'm going to add it here on my secondary again. Had a great day yesterday. Good volume. Let's see if that continues. Down to the next one, WVE. And this looks very garbage like. So big pop all the way to $8. Now back down towards the previous day close. Yeah, there is our garbage truck for this one. It is up 3%. 5.7 million shares traded, and it's just trading a bit wild right now. So I'm not interested in this. The float on this is, what are we looking at? Is that correct? 96 million? Seems a little high for
The
the way it's
float, yeah, that's
trading.
what I see. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got some pretty good movement for a 96 million shares flow stock there.
Yeah, it's
Anything happening?
a Singapore based biotech that has positive trial results from a phase 1B/2A trial on I guess a drug. A mutant hunting drug. Cool. Sounds cool. Anyways, specifically targeting Huntington's disease. So, but there you go. I guess it hunts out those, uh, misformed proteins and eliminates them. So, anyways, interesting drug. These biotechs, you hear me talk about it every week, right? As they come up. I don't love them. You got to be careful. They can be very jumpy, especially this one. It's Singapore based, which just means it may be dual listed. I don't know. I mean, this is not a company that I'm very familiar with. With a float this size, it makes me think that it's probably listed on an Asian exchange, which may means the price action might be a little more difficult to follow, because it tends to if it moves on another exchange first, then it sort of leaps to match those levels sometimes in the North American exchange. It just makes moves a little less predictable.
Yeah. I don't like it, guys. I'm going to skip on it here and move on to the next one. Another one we've seen plenty of times, does not trade very well on our gappers list. CORRZ. Again, it's very messy. It does have 1.3 million shares traded today. It is up 5.3, but I just don't like it at all. So I'm going to skip on it, Peter, unless there's something to really talk about on it. Move on to the next one.
Just to let everybody, there is news on it. They've got a new contract with another company. So this is Core Scientific, but they've got a contract with a company called CoreWeave to deliver 70 megawatts of additional compute operation infrastructure. So I guess, a new contract, basically.
Okay, there we go. If you like that one, and heading down so we can get through this, man. What a list of just a pile of garbage stocks are we going through here, man? I can't wait to get through this thing. Get down to like Nvidia or something, man. What a dumpster fire. My goodness. Okay. I'd say what's not going to be a dumpster fire is you guys support over on YouTube, hitting that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. Live trading this morning with Andrew and Brian coming up right after Peter and I go through this messy situation and come out with some kind of watch list here. So stay tuned for that. And also remember, laptop giveaway tomorrow. We're very excited about that. We had a tech issue yesterday. Today we're going to be testing and making sure that all you guys are included. And then we'll be running that tomorrow. So don't miss that. All right, let's get back here. So IREN. I mean, do we spend any time on it? This thing is just hot garbage. I mean, I don't know, Peter. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't love it. This is a an energy company out of Australia. Um, it's funny. The first three articles that came up about it all talked about the handsome CEO of Iran. So okay, it's a little unusual for people to qualify CEOs that way, but apparently that's the thing. So, anyways, yeah, I don't love the way it moves. This is not a great. Their business looks interesting, frankly, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think I'd be trading it.
Yeah, I don't like it. All right, down to something that probably is going to redeem this entire gap up list is Nvidia. So Nvidia here, we are up 3.2, 22 million shares traded so far in the pre-market. So this is obviously rocking, coming off a landslide couple of days here. It's just hitting 140 and then really sliding down all the way to the low of today. The pre-market is 115. So interesting day, Fred. We spoke about it a little bit earlier. It's gonna come down. Are we buying the dip here? Not, and I say we. I'm not saying me and you, Peter. I'm talking about the big dollars, right? The big dollars buying the
Right.
dip here, right, taking this back up to 140, or is this really a sign of some weakness to come on the stock? So, whatever it is, we're in it for the ride. It is in play as day traders. We don't really care. We just want movement and volatility, and Nvidia is giving us that right now. So, I really like it this morning.
Yeah, there's no real news on it. As we know, though, Nvidia, as well, what was the largest stock in the market, not right at the moment, but anyways, it doesn't need any news to move. It just moves on its own. For such a big stock, for it to move 5% a day is pretty impressive, and it will do that on any given day. So, as you said, Carlos, I think Nvidia is always worth watching. It's been very good trading as of late. And whatever it does, whether it goes up or down, as long as it moves, I will be happy. So I don't see any. It's funny because there's so many people covering and watching Nvidia right now. It's actually tough to find real news articles because they get buried in all of the rhetoric and the analyst pieces and the you need to buy it now, top 5 stocks you need to buy, or stocks to avoid, or like it's on all of the lists, so it doesn't really matter. So you got to make up your own mind as to where it should be. But bottom line is Nvidia is always moving with volume. What are we at this morning? I mean, we've already got 22 million shares traded on Nvidia. You got to like that. So, Carlos, I would agree with you that this sort of makes up for the list. Nvidia's our pretty boy, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
certainly top. It's top of the watch list this morning for me,
Absolutely. It's
anyways.
the only one on my main list right now. So definitely doing that there. I saw earlier Mara and Rice. I'm just gonna bring them up here. I know they were here earlier. They kind of fell off that 2%. They're only up 1.9. Just wanted to see if there's any volume, but then again, just not a whole lot going on. And man, look at Mara's daily. Just continues to have this really, really choppy daily activity. So not much going on there. Before we hit to our
Bitcoin.
gap down, Peter. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say Bitcoin prices yesterday. I mean, I guess this is really a gap down story here. They just had this spike down yesterday, really ugly. Look at that spike down to about just over 58,000. Little big fall from grace, I guess, when they were sitting at 71, 72,000. And of course, everybody starts screaming to the moon again. And apparently not to the moon. They're coming back to Earth once again. So we're heading into an interesting range here, as you can see. If you you had it for a second there on the daily chart. See how we got this last area of support, and if it starts to break down below this $58,000 area. Like if it gets back down to that, I should say, and then breaks through it, man, there is a long way to fall because I don't see a lot of price support between there and maybe 50,000, right, where it last was. See that area back
Yeah,
in
yeah.
February where it hung out for maybe that's what is that 52,000. So it's yeah, exactly right there. So yeah, it's Bitcoin prices could start to move if they really sort of see some weakness. And then, of course, all those stocks we talk about will follow. So I honestly don't think that's going to happen today or tomorrow. That's probably maybe this coming weekend, because again, it's usually on the weekend that these things get the bigger candles. But we'll see. We just keep an eye on it, right? Because when it does, if and when it does start to move, that's when the Bitcoin tracking stocks and the Bitcoin miners will start to be interesting to trade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but it's been a really steady downturn the last couple of days. I mean, no green
Hmm.
candles here. So yeah, not looking too hot. All right, heading over to our gap up list, which again another set of garbage pile over here because I don't see anything great just by looking at these ticker names. We've seen them before, so my expectations have been set. On the first one, the SEDG bringing in by the garbage truck there. Again, down 17% of 587,000 shares traded. We've seen this before. It doesn't trade very well. It doesn't get great volume. So you have to kind of, if you traded it before in the past and you like it, add it to your list. I won't be doing that. But something's wrong here. They've been really getting the I can't say that, but they've been getting kicked here pretty bad. Gap downs
Yeah.
after gap down, Peter. So any big news?
Yeah, there is actually because it's rare that one solar company moves without the rest of the industry. So there's got to be something specific to them, and it is in this case. One of their larger customers filed for bankruptcy. Uh, that so PM and M Electric, which is a company that owes Solar Edge about 11.4 million in sort of unpaid bills and invoices, has filed for bankruptcy. So that's bad news. The company sort of took that opportunity to also say, you know what, we're also looking at our free cash flow being in the negative by about 150 million dollars in the current quarter. So higher working capital, lower collections, receivables. So yeah, it's some bad news coming out for Solar Edge. So I feel like they're positioning us for more bad news coming in the future. If the volume keeps up, this could be a shortable stock. Solar Edge, I mean, it has moved in the past. It can give trading opportunities. The volume is not as high as I would have wanted to see this morning. We're sitting at almost 600,000 shares, so it's not terrible, but it's not super great. I mean, they do have $1.9 billion market cap and a $56 million float, so they've got the shares out there to be able to trade a little bit better. This is sort of a maybe set some levels, but again, you really have to see the volume come in, or I will quickly abandon it at the open if that volume doesn't happen. Obviously, not, but I am short bias on it based on that news that I just mentioned and expectation of further bad news.
Yeah, that actually makes it interesting hearing that news. So I'm going to add it here on a secondary. Again, still not a big fan of it, but I think what you mentioned here does make sense to keep an eye on it. Won't be on my main list, but we'll see how this turns out if that volume does come in. Speaking of volume, we got a question over on YouTube. Sarkis is asking, what is the importance of pre-market volume in trading? So the idea is if something has heavy pre-market volume, that means there are people looking at it, right? There's traders actively participating in that stock, and there's a higher likelihood and chance that that stock is going to be in play for the day and give you some volatility. As you know, as technical day traders, volatility is so important. Let's look at KO. KO is usually my best example. There's no sign that this thing is in play. There's just no movement whatsoever in the pre-market. Now, it doesn't mean that it cannot move. Look at it yesterday. It did move from 63 to 63.90. Gave you a dollar move, which is actually really good for this stock, right? They normally don't do that, but look at that dollar move. But no volume. So this is the idea. We need volume for us day traders. So that's important. So it doesn't mean that pre-market volume is going to trade well, but there's a higher chance that you're going to get a better opportunity on it. All right, let's look at MLGO. Was on our gap up list yesterday. Had a big day here from $5 all the way to 15, giving some of that back this morning. Again, a little bit messy, low flow stock at a under a million shares flow. So just be careful on it. I tend not to trade these lower flow stocks. I stick to something a little bit higher. So I'll leave it alone for now. Again, just a second day play for yesterday. Let's get to SPR, Peter. This one, it's in talks with Boeing about a possible offer to get bought out. I think it's a 30 something dollars, 35. I don't remember the number. But what's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, you hit it right on there. $35 a share. They are a part supplier to Boeing, which is interesting. If you remember, there was some news about this earlier. They were behind some of the failed parts in the earlier problems. Instead of dropping them, Boeing actually invested a fair amount of money in them and have decided to double down. They basically said, okay, we're actually going to put an offer to buy it, which is interesting because often they like to keep sort of an arm's length with some of their suppliers, because that just gives them more flexibility, the ability to source out their parts to different suppliers if needed. But to buy them would be sort of sole sourcing it, right? Because obviously they're going to be the parts that they make. If they're doing it in house, they're not going to be getting them from anyone else. So we'll see what happens here. The offer, of course, needs to be accepted by Spirit's board, and frankly I have no idea. To Spirit Aerosystems, how much is Boeing as a percentage of their customer base? If Boeing is 90% of their customer base, it's probably an easy decision for the board, right? You get an offer like that, it's above
Yeah.
current pricing, you probably just take it, because if you don't take it, you're pissing off your largest customer as well, which will put them in a very awkward position. If Boeing, however, is only like 30 or 20 or 30% of their customer base in terms of net revenue, then it's a tougher decision, right? As to what they do. Do they take the risk of Boeing dropping them altogether and moving on? My guess is it's probably the former, that that Boeing is a significant part of their customer base, or at least their revenue streams, but I do not know that. So the offer is at $35 a share, which means that unfortunately this is not going to be easily tradable. Now, what's interesting, though, what makes this one a little weird, is that it is gapping down, Carlos. The fact that it's on our gap down list, normally a company being acquired will gap up on the news. So I'm not sure what to read into that. We don't have that much volume, 350,000 shares traded on it so far. But normally it's good news, right? When a company gets an offer, especially above the current price. The closing price of the last couple of days, or even the trading range, was between $33 and $34. You see it there on the screen. So 35 is still a premium over where it's traded recently. It hasn't been as high as $35 since April. But it has been there. Even in April, it topped at 36, and frankly, hadn't been that high. I got to go back here since about a year ago, February 2023. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's a reasonable deal. Why are they gapping down? That's the big question in my mind. So I actually don't like this as an option, just because the news can make it very erratic, right? Will Boeing increase the offer, pull the offer? Will the offer get accepted or rejected? Like, the news could push it either way, which will make it interesting, which means maybe we just watch tradingterminal.com, go to Trading Terminal, pull up the scanners, and if it jumps up on the scanners or gets mentioned in the chat room, I'll watch it. But I'm probably not going to put it either on my primary nor secondary watch list this morning, at least me.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the side of SPR going against Boeing trying to do a deal. We know what happens when you don't comply with their requirements or their requests. You start disappearing. So they got to be careful here, man. With Boeing, and Boeing doesn't play games. They're a bully. So careful on what they decide to do here.
So Raf Zilla in the room has a way, always likes to make fun of me. And can I just say, he said I'm wearing my earmuffs. It must be cold. So I was requested that we move to headphones here in the room. I will just say, one of the things I've had to deal with in my life is the fact that I have a very oval head. I don't care. However, when you wear headphones that are designed for the average round-headed human, it does make it look like, it makes it look like you're putting a set of headphones on a Q-tip. So that's just the way they all look on me. You can't. It's just the way it goes. What can you do? So you know what? I've learned to deal with it.
Yeah.
So
Peter,
yeah. Give me your best shot, you young whippersnappers. I dare you. I've heard it all, and I got thicker skin than that. You can't make me angry.
get off my lawn.
I'm ranting. Yeah, get off my lawn, too, you damn kids.
There it is.
Right.
There it is. Oh, man. Right. Love it.
Back to the market.
All right, back to it. Okay, friends. So where we left off, I don't even know what we were talking about, but it's SPR. Yeah.
We were just finishing the gap down list, Carlos.
Yeah,
we were talking about. We were talking about Spirit Aerospace. Man,
this list is very, very disappointing. I'm gonna just move on here, guys. We're gonna go over. Actually, running a little tight on time because this garbage list has taken all our opportunity to find anything good. Let's head over to our community events and announcement. We'll come back and look at what you guys like this morning, but I want to get this in so we can move ahead here and see what else we can find with you guys. So we'll start there.
Oh, okay, then. All right. Well, let's jump right in. It's Tuesday, which means it's a strategy and trade book day. So tonight, I believe we've got John, who's going to be doing his webinar on averaging up for bigger wins. If you're out there, John, you can confirm that. Again, I'm a little skeptical, only because I know he's on vacation. Was on vacation. I'm not sure if he's still on vacation, but if he's back, then he's going to be doing that webinar tonight at 8 o'clock, and that should be a good. He is back. Raf saying he's back. So, okay. Raf committed him. He's back. Excellent. I actually am looking forward to the webinar. I think it's a brand new one. Has not been issued before. So, and averaging up is something that everybody struggles with. You'd think if you trade, $20 risk, you can easily trade $200 risk. In theory, it should just, it should scale, but the reality is it's our psychology that often doesn't let it scale. So it's good to understand how you can manage that ramp. Next week, Jared is going to be leading with our first webinar in July. I can't believe it's going to be July, but it will. July the 2nd, 8 p.m. What is your option personality? So we're switching over to the option chain, and we're going to be talking about how you can better understand yourself in relation to options. And there are so many options with options. That sounds awkward, but I guess that's grammatically correct. That it gets tough to know what you should trade. So Jared will sort of help you navigate that. So that'll be next week. That's what we got for our Tuesday webinars. Like I was mentioning earlier, tradingterminal.com, especially today, you probably want to be watching that, calling up the scanners so you can see what's moving and what's gapping. Not only do we have the scanners that we use pre-market to understand the gappers, but there's also different pre-configured scanners you can use right out of the box that will give you extreme movers, turbo break up and down, stocks that halt if you like trading halts, break of high of day or low of day breaks. I mean, these what we're seeing on the screen right now are example of the scanners right out of the box. Or you can customize it like we were seeing in that other screen. Maybe Brent, if we can go there, it's sort of cool because you can make it look like anything you want. You can add news in there. You can change it, make it look like this. So your scanners can be whatever you need them to be. So it's really a great tool, and we're adding functions all the time. In the chat room yesterday, people were asking about a journaling tool, for example. And yes, the team is working on it. It's on a closed beta release. I think Carlos, you mentioned that yesterday, and it's just an example of the enhancements that are always coming. So it's great that we've got sort of new functionality coming all the time. So check it out at tradingterminal.com. Carlos, you said you wanted to get back to see what our people are watching. I had one or two to add as well, but we can go to our members. Oh, do you want to do the pricing? We can do that right now. By the way, if you want to join us, the $1 offer is still out there. If you haven't joined ever and you'd like to, BearableTraders.com/YouTube. It's still a good time because we have our laptop giveaway, and you have to be a member to be able to participate and win the laptop giveaway. As Andrew said yesterday, it's been delayed until Wednesday for this week, just as we get the software tweaked because it wasn't capturing everybody. We want to make sure everybody gets an even chance to win that laptop. But we'll be giving away a few of those over the next few weeks. So hopefully you will join us. If you're already a member, then you're already in the draw. You just have to join the YouTube channel and put in a couple of comments there. That way we know that you're active and that you're interested. All right, so that'll give you a chance to enter the draw for the laptops. If you want to join us in the Bearable Trading chat room all day, the basic or elite monthly package are there for you and are good deals. And look, it doesn't look like Andrew's taking it away yet, so take advantage of that 50% off sale still out there. You could get the Elite Annual, which is a one annual payment deal, gives you access for a full year for only $11.99. So there you go. That's our deals. We can get back to our gappers. See where we go.
Thank you very much, Peter. Friends over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. People are asking, when is the laptop giveaway? That is going to be tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Tomorrow we're going to have that laptop giveaway, and it's once every week, so you got to stick around. If you missed the first one, maybe next week you can win. And yes, Tesla coming. Once we hit 1 million subscribers, there will be a Tesla giveaway as well, so stay tuned for that. All right, friends. So right now, only Nvidia. Peter, you mentioned you had a couple on deck you want to go over. What's on your list this morning?
Well, top of the list is CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines. They always do the weird thing of they actually release their earnings at 9:15, right before the market open. And we can see today, right now, it's jumping up. It's up $1 from where it was sitting. So about a 4 or 5% jump here in the last minute as the earnings were released. Looks like they beat their numbers, so they had a good quarter, and they raised their full year guidance for the 2024 fiscal year. So good quarter for Carnival Cruise Lines. This often starts to move the whole industry. Carnival's probably the largest trading stock of the cruise line industry. So we have Royal Caribbean, RCL, Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH. Those are probably the big three that we watch. So if you're like this sector, today's the day for Carnival. The volumes come into it 1.7 million shares, almost half of that in the last minute and a half. So it's starting to move. Maybe this will carry through the open. So probably an option for us to put on our list. Other than that, I was going to just mention, of course, AMD always trades alongside Nvidia. And we haven't talked about Tesla, but every day, I just got to remind everybody, Tesla's out there, still a good trader. I still like it. So, worth considering. And last but not least, Apple. Apple moved well yesterday. And if you look at the daily on Apple, it's come into this little consolidation range. I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I actually like the look of this pattern because it feels to me like it was contracting. Look at yesterday, how the price closed pretty much where it opened, but with a relatively good range, right? It had about an $8 range yesterday, despite closing within a couple of cents of where it opened. So I think today that might set it up well for a bigger move. So we'll see where all of these stocks go. CCL just hit $17, by the way, and moving higher. So there you go. That's what I had on my list, Carlos.
CCL is cranking. Really cranking here on CCL this morning. Friends, we're sitting at 225 likes. We would love to get that number a little bit higher, so help us get there. 500 is our goal for the day as we go through the live trading this morning, so please help us do that. And for those that have already done that, thank you so much for your support. Really, really appreciate it. All right, friends. So my list right now is 918. Brian and Andrew are up next. My list at the moment, Nvidia, CCL, Tesla, and Apple. I mean, just usual suspect stuff. There's not a whole lot that I like right now, but things could change as volume comes in and we get closer to that market open. Let's take a look at what our moderators are looking at this morning and see what they like so far. As I'm looking at here, we do have Avi. So Avi has a couple of things he likes this morning. Overall markets, he'll be looking at the SPY. We also have, he has AMD. Long of the previous day close. So he also has Nvidia long if it's strong above yesterday's high. So he has his plan in place there that he's looking for on these tickers. Pierre's looking at Nvidia, Tesla, MU, and Apple. Someone mentioned actually MU. Go back here. Someone mentioned MU in the chat. We didn't get a chance to look at it. We'll do so now. I know they've been heavily in play over the last couple of days. Again, 1.6 million shares traded, although if you look at the volume here in the chart, you're not seeing that 1.6. So this could be stuff that was just transacted or being recorded, but you're not seeing that volume, right? This would look much better if you had that 1.6 million actually trading here. But the daily looks good. We had a huge pop here, drop down with all AI stuff, all semis, led by Nvidia, obviously, and then trying to come back here. So could be a good one today. I'm going to throw it on here because we do have the space for it. So we'll put MU on there and see what takes place. All right, next on here, guys, we do have Peter, your watch list, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, secondary list, CCL, RGS on it, trading terminal scanners as well for Peter. And then Brian will be looking at Nvidia, Apple, CCL, IREN on his list. No IPOs, no SPACs for today, based on Peter's information here. And what else do we have? I think that's it. No more moderators with their lists this morning. So we are all set here. Perfect. Phil, Nvidia, MU, Apple, CCL for him this morning. All right, there we have it, friends. That is our moderators list. Again, pretty light day. We'll see what the overall market brings. Brian is going to be adding Tesla to his list as well, which I also have here. And again, just a little bit messy, stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. We'll see where this goes today. But again, it's been trading well. You mentioned that, Peter. It's got good volume. It is up 1.1. I think it's worth having on our list this morning. As Brian and Andrew get ready to go, I'm going to try to set some levels as much as we can. But the minute they come on, guys, we'll stop. So we'll get as far as we can with the levels. Apologies. We're stuck with a garbage list that took a long time, Peter. I mean, it's just going through nonsense. I mean, that was horrible. There's a dump truck.
My rants probably didn't help either, but but they
No, the
entertain
rents were
me.
good.
That's what matters.
No, the rents were good. The rents were good. I think the rents was much better than that garbage list we went through. All right, here's Nvidia, guys. Nvidia, I have the pre-market. We're looking at 122.21. We're gonna slam one there. Above that, we do have the highs and lows for the last two trading days, doing a pretty good job. Again, big drop for them this morning. I'm gonna put another, not this morning, sorry, the last couple of days. We'll see what it does today. 127.45 is another level I think worth marking on there as well. Towards the bottom, in case things change direction, that would be really interesting. If we go back down to that 115, 23, that is your low of your pre-market. That would take it into the red for the day. That would be very, very interesting. But right now, looking strong. Looks like people are buying the dip at the moment and looking rather nice today. CCL continues to just take off here. 1724. I have a level here. Where's this coming from? Off the daily, 1724 is next. We do have some levels here that might actually still work out. 1753 is another one on here. 1808 and also 1840. This thing is cranking this morning, guys. As you can see, I mean, it's really got some momentum at the moment. Let's see if that can stick. That'll be the question. 1682, another great level. And then once you put that, the highs and lows for the last trading days have a really covering everything all the way down to the low of the pre-market today. So not much you need to add towards the bottom. Again, 3.2 million shares traded. It is up almost 4% and still looking rather strong. Tesla, it's kind of stuck still between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. We're going to do a couple of levels that we might be missing. It's 186.66 is a good one. Once you add that one, everything between this range is covered. I mean, you got everything on here, previous day close. Everything is set for you. You want to add the high of the pre-market at 184.97. And once you do that, you're set on Tesla up 1.2. Good volume. I feel like Tesla doesn't get the volume that it used to in the pre-market anymore. I mean, we're used to seeing some really heavy volume, 2 million shares traded. I mean, 1.1 is not bad, but around this time, 922, it used to be very, very heavy. So I think those days
They've
are behind us
everybody's
now.
changed lanes. They're putting that volume into Nvidia
Yeah.
now.
Look at you. Everybody changed lanes. Man, you are, was that intentional or it just
Yeah,
happened?
come on, man. I got to slip in my little
Oh,
dad jokes just to
there you
keep
go.
everybody on their toes out there.
Absolutely. All right, let's look at Apple 21016. It was so smooth. I didn't know if it was intentional or not. Very good.
See,
Two ten sixteen.
that
Yeah,
that makes a good one.
that's the way you want
Makes
it.
you
It does.
makes you
It
think
does.
after the fact. Wait, was I just punked?
I
Anyway,
know. Do we have you on the smooth chair with the beanie bag, whatever the lacy,
yeah,
whatever thing
that's
is?
okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
deserve a good relaxation moment for that. There you
After
go.
that,
That's
I
it,
feel like
baby.
you set that line right from
Yeah.
that post there. It's just smooth. Perfect.
Definitely makes
All
my
right.
children cringe every time they see that picture.
I hope they're watching. This will be fun. All right. 21016. It's a good one. High of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, we do have 208 of 52. That looks great there. Then you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days, previous day close on Apple. You're set. I love the daily, and it's been trading very well, actually. Been trading really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one today. Here is MU. MU is just kind of going sideways as far as levels. High of the pre-market, 142.21. The low down at 140.51, and then towards the bottom you're set highs and lows for the last two trading days. Actually, that's not the low of the pre-market. Low of the pre-market for some reason all the way down here at 137. So a big drop into the red zone there for MU. But I again, it's got volume, pretty weird pre-market volume at the moment. Let's wait for the market open to see if semis are bouncing back today, if there's going to be some action out of that this morning. All right, perfect. Brian and Andrew up next. We'll wait for them to log on here, and we'll switch over to them. As we wait for that, I'm just going to read over a couple of tickers we have. It's going to be Megan watching Nvidia. We also have Lenny. He is looking at Tesla, Nvidia, CCL, and Uber. And wait a second here. What do we have? Okay, there we go. I see Brian is on. We also have NVO and NVX. And then Jared, a great session this morning talking about transitioning of money and what the market or overall market is doing, what to expect. And I'm sure there'll be more talks of that throughout the day. So look out for his sessions today. Watching NVIDIA and also secondary list XEL for stocks. So good stuff there. Good morning, Brian. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm good. How's everyone doing?
We're doing good. Doing good
Great.
this morning.
All right.
I'm only
Uh,
2 days away from hitting your fair shores.
yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to
excited.
that. The big coming out party for Andrew.
for Andrew, yes.
Yes, for Andrew, not for me. Just, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Absolutely. So,
So
all right.
talking
Well,
about
yes,
dad
indeed.
jokes.
So yeah, it should be a lot of fun this Friday, but we're looking forward to that. If by the way, if you're going to be anywhere near Vancouver, consider going to Andrew's event happening Friday night at Paradox Hotel. We're having a reception and an EDM party all night until 3:30 in the morning. That's going to be pretty awesome. So
Yeah,
should be a lot of fun celebrating
should
the
be a
fact
lot
that he
of fun.
climbed 7 crazy mountains.
So I
Yeah.
did. I did ask Peter. If he still had a comb, and he said yes. I just can't part with it.
Oh my God. Stealing my thunder. That's excellent. That's a groaner. I give you credit. Well done, Brian. I like it. But
Yeah. Where's the? Yeah. Where's the
yeah, exactly.
So there you go. Starting out with a really bad dad joke, but let's see if we can go. Let's see if we
But a
can get
real
things.
bad joke makes a really good joke. So there you go.
Yeah,
Well,
there you
all
go.
right, we'll leave you to that. We're only a couple minutes away from the Open, so have a lot of fun. Trade smart, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, Carlos and I. So talk to you later.
All right.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Carlos. So yeah, a bit of a comeback here for the semis today, and the only thing that's in the red right now, which is seems like stocks move up one day and they move down the next. So the one that's moving down today, which was up yesterday, is Meta. CCL really seems to have some sellers there around 17, just over 17. I'm not sure what the expected move was on CCL as far as the options market went. But we did go out yesterday at around 1640. So that would put us up, roughly 70 cents or about 5%. It was thanks, Jared, 1.35. So that's quite yeah, that's within, yeah, we're within I think we're within the expected move on that. I was thinking about doing an options trade on CCL. I was actually going to be just sell some out of the money puts and out of the money calls, thinking it wasn't probably going to move much, which might have worked out if I'd have gone 2 standard deviations out. What have I got here? Am I sharing someone else? No. Let me share my screen here. All right, so Tesla's looking kind of interesting. It looks like, here we go, we're trading now. So let's take a boo and see what is going to happen here. Tesla's looking kind of interesting for a short. Let's wait here a minute. Nvidia is selling off a little bit. Let's see what happens there. Tesla's book is pretty balanced. It's actually a little bit bullish, maybe. Sticking around the VWAP. Same with Nvidia. Ooh, CCL really sold off. No trade for me yet. Just waiting, watching Nvidia right now. Tesla seems stuck in a range. Gonna get long some Nvidia at 121.43. See if we can push higher here. Gonna get out of it if it drops below the VWAP, which it is. So just hang on to see what it does. It's pretty choppy open right now. SPY seems to be selling off a little bit, or at least, yeah, and the Qs are selling off. So I'm out of that, out of Nvidia. Might be heading lower here. See what it's going to do. We're just getting chopped. Wow, AMD really sold off. Nvidia struggling.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see what AMD. Wow.
Yeah, AMD's getting slammed this morning.
Yeah, AMD's dropping hard. See here. I don't know, it's kind of extended. Didn't really expect to see that, but anyway, I'm just short a little bit. Just going to cover it here because it's really at 158.56. Just took advantage of that little bounce there. So because we had a lot more volume here on the downside, it actually might come down and fill these levels here as well. Let's see what it does. Like it's down at S3 right now. Down at yesterday's low now. It's going to probably bounce here. Might want to fill this, fill these orders.
Looking at Apple. Apple's strong actually. Doing pretty good here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that for a possible 5-minute RB. A little bit extended, but we'll see if we can get something out of that one. But semis are just getting, again, just killed here. MU as well. If you look at MU is down. AMD going lower. Is there any news, Peter? Not Peter. Brian on AMD. I mean, this looks pretty aggressive here on AMD. They normally don't move like that. Let me check. Do we have anything? Just going to check tradeterminal.com, see if our good buddy AMD is driving anything.
There we go. There's the bounce on AMD, just along a little bit from this off this prior low. This is kind of a Jared trade. I'm thinking Jared might even be in this too.
That is exactly a Jared trade. He loves taking those reversals like that. He'll pick it off right from the bottom, and yeah.
All right, 5 minutes. Okay, I'm out of the rest of it. I don't know if it's going to hold here. We've got more orders to the downside on AMD. Yeah, wow. Yeah, there goes CCL.
Yeah, strong. Next level I have is 1753 on it, so it looks like it's trying to get there. But yeah, it's a pretty good move.
Megan and I we were talking about Apple last night. We both held some overnight. So there you go. So I'm sure Megan's happy about Apple this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she's very happy. I mean, that looks really good.
I sold some as well just now.
I like Apple here for a 5 minutes, very extended. But I do like the price action, the way it's setting up on the 1 minute. I think it can at least give us a little bit of pop. So I'm going to go long here. Stop loss probably below 210.16 that's that pre-market high. Let's see if we get a leg up. Again, it's really extended, so the likelihood of this working out is not high, but I like the setup on the 1 minute so far.
Just got long again, a little bit of Apple or AMD, I should say. I was watching AMD.
Okay. Yep.
157.70. Just sold some 190 at 94.
Nice.
I'm not sure if it's gonna. There's still a fair amount of volume.
It's trying. Look at Tesla showing some weakness too, dropping to the previous day close. Actually going red for the day. So not good.
Yeah, unfortunately, right. I thought Tesla might be a good short. I have to get out to AMD on the rest of it. So
checking what the overall market is doing, seeing some weakness there. Apple is struggling to get going as well. So we'll see if this is going to hold or not. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up as Brian and I take you through the market open this morning. I'm long Apple right now, heading towards the high of the day. Let's see if we can get a nice leg going here. And again, don't forget tomorrow laptop giveaway, so be a part of that. That's going to be exciting. I think today they're going to be testing that program that didn't run too well yesterday. It's like 600 people watching, and I think we had to take a partial here. So let's do that. Oh, there we go. So partial on Apple as we're moving high this morning. But yeah, 600 people is only catching 50. Now that's definitely not fair. So we'll make sure we work on that again tomorrow. All right. So I see people in our chat are taking CCL.
CCL's been had a really big pullback at the open. Was a nice entry on CCL. Actually, I like those trades. I did that on Tesla yesterday. But Apple's looking like it's got some room to run up to 212 maybe.
Yep, it's looking nice. So you and Megan are still in your swing trade on this thing, right? So that is
I sold I sold half of it.
Okay. Yep.
It is getting up into the R3, between R3 and R4 here. So these candle pivots.
I'm watching it here. I would this thing to stay above 210.80. If not, I'm going to take a partial just to kind of play defense a little bit. So I'm not completely out yet, but I took some off in case we're going to turn directions here. I don't want to bring everything back down. But I don't want to be out of it because I know Apple could do this and shoot right back up. So it's just, got to have a little patience, but just kind of a little bit of risk management. All right, let's look around. Wow, AMD it continues to be weak here.
AMD is really weak. I should have stuck
It
with
is
that
getting destroyed. Man, I had to step away before coming to trade, and a lot of great moves happened before. By the time I came back, some stuff was already done. So
I did not expect to see AMD so weak.
Yeah.
Just sure.
Yeah, it's strange. And what is Nvidia? Nvidia is holding. It actually looks like it's coming back up towards the VWAP.
Backed right off.
It makes it almost seem. Yeah, it makes it almost seem like AMD has something dragging it down on its own, because this seems pretty aggressive as far as the selling goes. You see, exactly. I took a partial. Shouldn't have taken. But you know what? No, I should have taken the partial. That was my plan, to kind of protect the profits here. But I'm glad I kept some in. Apple's going to go higher. So we'll take another one if we can break a new high here. Another partial, that is. Okay.
See what happens with Nvidia here. So we're testing the VWAP right now.
Yeah. Uh, Manny joining the Apple trade. Excellent. Yeah, it was a great setup on the 1 minute, right? Especially above all these moving averages and the high of the pre-market as well. But it's struggling. Like I wish this would have run more right now, but it's struggling. Every time it hits the high of the day, it comes right back down. So it's trying to hold that 9 moving average. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. MU found a base here. AMD trying to reverse at the moment, so
Yeah,
created a low.
Tesla's
I'm looking.
Tesla's bouncing back here.
Yep. What is our overall market doing? All right, overall market is bouncing as well. So from the lows here
Yeah,
above the
Q's
view
is
app right
higher
now.
bouncing
So
back here. So we're getting a
yeah,
bit of a rebound trade here. Just watching
yep.
AMD.
Oh, Apple. I gotta get out of this. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'm gotta get out. Are you trying to get me out? Yeah, I gotta get out of it. All right, so let's get out of Apple here. That's what I get for looking at other stocks while I'm trading. But I'm out on Apple here for 210. It's just didn't get going. Struggled big time. Got some partials out of it, but again, let it slide too much. Usually I'll stop out of break even, but I was watching something else, unfortunately. Um, all right, let's see what else is on
Since
here.
we got I'm long some Nvidia. It looks like it's bouncing back. It's above the VWAP. So let's see
Yeah.
where we can go with this. We've got orders at 122.
All right, let's see if we got a push here. See this drop on Nvidia that happened the last couple of days, man. I think it's just gonna be bought right back up. This is the type of stock that's so strong, but we'll see. Can go either way. Uh, Mina, yes, I
This
do
takes
partial out 10% on each trade, and I do stop out of break even. There, I wasn't looking at the stock, so I went past my break even point. So I actually loss of $50. That sucks. That's nothing, but still, that
Here we
was a
go.
winning trade.
Just
Oh man, nice,
selling some
Brian.
Nvidia. Yeah, 121.65.
Yeah, Nvidia's looking good. See if we can push higher. Look at you, Apple. Man, oh man, it's just
Yeah,
playing games
AMD's
today.
testing low of day again. AMD may be putting in a bottom here. Come on, Nvidia 122. I know you've got it in you.
Jamie in chat. Yeah, I agree. Volume on Apple is not great. I think that is exactly why we didn't get that explosive push, right? We got a great setup, but the volume never came in. You know, it's just left us hanging. So it tried here. You can see a little bit higher. So it tried to get going, but there was no follow through at all. So again, not a bad trade, but just the volume didn't show up on this one. AMD wants to go lower, I think.
Yeah, it's right at it's at a little day here. Looking for a bounce off VWAP from Nvidia.
That looks good. That's a good risk to reward there on Nvidia.
Yeah, here we go. Come on.
MU trying to go into the green territory. I like MU long here, but I'm not convinced. Tesla is trying to get above the VWAP as well.
Yeah. AMD's finally coming back. You've got 158. There's the VWAP and 9 EMA. Yeah. Nvidia's has sellers. It's a fight now here, right at 120. going to get out of the rest of it. I don't like 121. Don't like it.
What happened to
Just
CCL? It just kind of
yeah,
went
it
sideways
just
and
yeah, ran out of steam.
yeah, got stuck. Um, there's really no direction on a lot of these stocks. If you look at AMD,
Mm-hmm.
MU, everything is just sideways right now. Um, Tesla had a drop and is struggling here above below the VWAP. CCL looks horrible. Can go either way. And Nvidia's back up, man. I think we're gonna go now, Brian. I'm gonna go long on Nvidia. I
You
think
know,
now it's the time.
I saw that it
Yeah,
tested. It looked like it was going to break down. That's why I had to get out of it. So now it's
yeah.
going to 122.
I think now is the move. Hopefully, you never know. But let's see if we can get to 122. I love this pattern here, guys. Breaking above VWAP, retest, and then the go off. That is nice. It's just let's see if we can get the
I was kind
continuation.
of look. Yeah, you see, I was look. What I was looking at here was sort of a head and shoulders pattern. We couldn't. I was worried about this break lower. So,
Hmm.
but Nvidia buyers came back in.
Yeah, we're gonna take a partial here. Um, Before we get to the pre-market high, but this thing is looking really nice. Hopefully, it can continue. But I won't be so shocked me if it comes back down to the VWAP because things are just struggling to really get going. Like if you look at everything, so you know what, I'm going to be very aggressive on my partials here. I just have no faith it's going to break through just because the way everything else has been. Look at Tesla, look at Apple. I mean, it's just sideways. So let's see
Mhm.
if it can prove me wrong on Nvidia. Stop loss now is at break even. I'm paying attention this time. But my stop loss here would have been at 121. It's just I'm probably gonna get out of this before it hits my break even. There's just no momentum in the market. So yeah, I want this straight to end green. So I'm gonna get out of it, man. It's just I don't trust that it's gonna keep going. So it's just that type of day. It might come back down to my break even or even lower and then go again. But why give the money back? You know? Yeah, there it is. So it's not we're not getting clean moves out of this market today.
No,
So
it's yeah. There's a lot of hesitation on going higher, but there seems to be
yeah.
buyers are willing to step in at the same time. So
Yeah. And this might actually again right now it looks like it's going to break through, but I got to follow my rules, right? Because someone will say, "Oh, well, it's dropping down a little bit, it's going to go back up." I get it, but if it comes down to my break even, I got to get out anyways, right? That's the rule I have, and it has saved me a lot of money, guys, in the past. So yeah, even if it goes up here and it hits 140, I'm okay with that because that's one trade. It's not the uh, it's not a me breaking my rules. It's more important, right? So it's what it is, but it's looking good now. Who's still in this thing? Who's still loving this
well,
Nvidia? Looks like it's gonna
Nvidia,
go.
yeah, it's
Megan,
nice.
Megan's in it. Mr. T still long. What was your entry? Hope you guys got a good entry. Nvidia long at for 125. Oh, now I'm gonna have FOMO with this thing. Uh, and
What
stop
is
it.
that? Yeah. Well, I made yeah, I didn't I made some decent. I got a decent gain out of it, but on the partials. But yeah, now you've got these levels: 123, 123.50, 124. We are at R4,
Yep.
so just be aware that R4 is has been resistance before.
Yeah, that's the level you want to be very careful with. I don't feel too much FOMO because I am in on options on it, so I'm not feeling too bad. I bought it yesterday, so that can
Nice.
comfort me a little bit here. But man, it looks like it's gonna go. I got out too early. I would have been stopped out anyways, but glad we got something out of it. Still got 60 cents out of this move, so we'll take it. Uh What else is happening? See, but look at this. It's just
So it
normally
looks
here
like
Nvidia
it's
will go. It will just go, but it's just not. It doesn't want. It's doing it so nasty. I mean, it's just CCL. CCL is dead in the water. That's nothing happening.
yeah.
It is so bad.
CCL just
What is going
yeah.
on? Just
This
somebody pulled.
1750 is kind of where we're stuck right now.
Yeah. Uh, Look at Tesla, Brian, getting above the VWAP here. Could be a good
Yeah,
one if we can get
it's
to close
trying.
to high. Yeah.
You can see here. You can see Nvidia's sort of stalling at R4. Let's see if it has the juice to break
Yeah.
out. Tesla right at the VWAP. It's rejected here once. It's rejected here a couple times already. So if it can break above it, it could be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually like I don't like the first breakout candle. I like the retest and then I get in, for the
Yeah,
bounce. That's what I kind of did with Nvidia here, right? We had to break the bounce here and then I get in for the second attempt. It's just every pullback. When you have a pullbacks like this that come right back to your entry, it's tough to hold through that, right? Because you don't want to get a flush down to the VWAP, especially after you've taken some off. So it's trading. It's trading in a way that's very difficult to stay in the trade. I look at this drop here. Let's say if you got in for the breakout there, these type of drops don't allow you to stay in the trade. So it's not an easy one. Uh, CCL breaking? I don't think so. I think it's messing around here, but I don't think it's really breaking until we start seeing it
yeah, it's
really
just messy.
move. Yeah, it's a lot of fake outs here. I mean, look at the range, right? The larger range, 1743 to 1763. So until it actually breaks out of this and sticks, I don't think it's really breaking. Brian, agree. I never chased the first break. Yeah, the first break is tough. I mean, trust me, there's strategy. Sometimes the first break goes and it never looks back, and you miss the move. But I think these setups are a little bit cleaner to not get stopped out. And here it is, just more weakness out of Nvidia right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
that R4 level was sticky. Just looking at watching AMD right now. Let's see what it does. It's right at the 9 EMA 2-minute chart.
Thank you, Mr. T. Yeah, I am. I am Andrew's pinch hitter, if
Fill
you
in.
want to say. I'm his backup
Yeah,
fill-in.
yeah,
Yeah, tear up the trunks and come in and try to do a quarter of what he does. So, as far as skills, um, Tesla's going. Never look back here.
yeah.
Looking good.
Tesla did manage to get above the VWAP and stay there.
Yeah,
Q's and SPY. The SPY's kind of rolling over here.
yeah. It looks like Tesla's got it going on right now. What's Meta up to? I was trading that one yesterday. This morning it's trying to go, but yesterday I had some good looks on this one. Um, Meta is a hit or miss. So I'm going to add it on here. It's a hit or miss whether you get a good move or not. You really got to
Wow.
be watching it, not expect anything out of it. What you got, Brian?
No, I'm just saying. I was just thinking that Meta gave a good opportunity. It was the one member I mentioned. It was the one stock that was actually red on the day, and then and it's gone green.
Yep, yep. AMD retesting,
Yeah,
trying to retest the low of the pre-market here. The low of the day, excuse me.
there's still a couple of orders here, 156.50 and big order at 156. I don't know if it's going to get back down there again.
Yeah, it's not looking like it is. After that move there, went to 157, popped 30 cents. MLGO, what is
Okay,
Jarvis
watch
Smith is
out.
giving us MLGO.
Yeah, CCL. CCL's broke the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. It could be coming down to VWAP here, which would be around
All right.
1720. 1723 for a bounce.
You looking for a bounce, or you looking short?
I'd be, yeah, if it got to 1720, I'd be looking for a bounce on it, like a 920
Yeah,
trade.
I gotcha. Yep. Amazon popping a bit. Yeah,
Spy,
John looks like it wants to go here.
spy low of day.
Let's see, SPY. Yep.
It did hit low of day.
All right, CCL keeps dropping. Let's see what it does at that the VWAP there. Yeah, I don't see anything that I love at the moment. Meta looks like it wants to go. The volume is just so light. I have a difficult time trading stocks when they have such a light volume like this, but looks strong today. Up 1.2 already. Continues to break the high of the day here. So just the volume is not there. Do you guys worry about trading against the market if there is no catalyst on the stock? No, I mean we are
No, not really.
technical traders, so we
Yeah.
trade the price action, we trade the charts. If it gives our signals and our patterns, if it matches our trade books, we'll take the trade. That has proven to work more often than not. Like we did on Apple here. Apple, like great example, not Apple, Tesla, right? What no, which I traded Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia. Like this pattern here, here's the VWAP if you can see it, right? That's the VWAP. We trade this thing all the time, the breakout on the bounce here, and then we get in for the continuation. So kind of like an ABCD pattern, but you break out above VWAP as well. So the market, I don't know when I did this trade, I have no idea what the market is doing. The market could be dropping down, but this is a technical pattern that we're following. I'm not aware of any catalyst or news. It's just the technical patterns that we trade more often, right? So that's what we're looking for here. Now catalysts do create great moves, so sometimes we're aware of a catalyst like on CCL. CCL has a catalyst today, right? Earnings, right? 9:15 this morning, so
Just
broke through.
yeah, just lost the VWAP and the 20 EMA on
Yeah,
on CCL.
that
I'm
is
not.
looking.
Yeah, I'm not trading it. Let's see.
Yeah, no, it looks tough to take long here because it's just the way that drop was very, very fast, and we'll see. Hard to trust for a long. Nvidia staying above the VWAP. Can you get back towards the high of the pre-market here? We'll see. Yeah, CCL looks very weak.
Yeah, CCL is it couldn't hold the 9 or the 20 or the 20 EMA.
Yep.
And the VWAP at the same time. Quite often when you get those two indicators together, it actually is an even sort of stronger level, but it just blew right through there. And it continues.
Size down for news. Jared, there's news coming out now.
Yeah, there's at 10 o'clock we had 10 o'clock we had the consumer sentiment. I don't know what the number was, but let's see how the markets respond. Looks like the SPY is popping up a bit on that number. Qs are popping up.
All right, let's see how our stock's going to react. CCL bouncing a little bit. Nvidia looking good. This can give us a little momentum. Tesla loves it.
Yeah, Tesla's really took off here.
Wow. MU going red to green. AMD staying put for now.
Tesla.
Meta pushing higher.
Yeah, I just got long Tesla on this move here. Here we go. That's a
Nice.
nice move on that. Yeah.
I was
Selling some
thinking
at
about Tesla too.
185.30.
Excellent. That is nice. Um, Friends on YouTube, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe also. Again, we're giving a
Yeah.
laptop giveaway tomorrow and every week. So it's not just tomorrow. We'll give another one away next week. You got to stay tuned to see what days those are going to be. So if you don't win tomorrow, you can win next week. And also available to members as well in our community. So you're part of it. Also, you're included. Make sure you're doing that. So, but yeah, hit that thumbs up. I'm not sure where we're sitting at. I'm going to check the numbers. We'd love to be at our goal. Our goal is 500 likes for the day. So appreciate your support. It does mean a lot to us to help keep this show going here on YouTube. Starting from 8:30 with the pre-market show with Peter and I, all the way through 10:30 for through the market open. And if it goes well, Andrew wants to, maybe make this a little bit longer into noons, right? So help us do that. We need your support, and hopefully we can get more time with you guys. Sitting at 335 likes right now. We'd love to be closer to that 500 number if we can. So thank you guys for all the support. Your Tesla trade is doing amazing right now.
Yeah, I'm
that is
still
good.
sticking with half of it here. See if we can get to 186.
Here is Megan's trade on Nvidia. She got in just slightly. I'm assuming that's below the VWAP there. Partial, and then got out just right there a couple of minutes ago. So really nice execution there. Megan, great stuff.
Nice.
All right, Tesla continues to go here. And Apple starting to follow suit. MU still struggling with the previous day close. AMD could be a good reversal trade.
It bounced on this number, I guess, with the rest of the market.
Mm-hmm. This could be a good one.
Meta's moving up here nicely.
See if we could get a trade on AMD. Normally, I'm not trading around this time, but since I'm hanging out with you guys, what the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck? As Andrew would say, Andrew use other words, you know what? Let's go. But what the heck? That's what I'll use here. Let's see if we get our push through and then a pullback, then we'll go long. But I just want to get some kind of confirmation above this VWAP here if we can. Another YOLO trade. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Just gonna sell some more 185.83 here on Tesla. Just
that's nice. Yeah,
get a nice. I'm looking for this 186 level. If we can get there, I think we're good chance we are. There's some orders building to the upside on it. Yeah,
Tesla's always great with this.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to say, but I wish I'd have gotten into it when it broke out from the VWAP too. So, but anyway, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yep. We do have that link available. Where's that link for $1? Here it is. It's just bearbootraders.com/YouTube. So over on YouTube, if you're looking for that $1 link to join, it's bearbootraders.com/YouTube. And it'll take you right to it, right? So join for $1, get a week access, and you need to be part of that if you want the laptop giveaway. But more importantly, come hang out with me on Monday. On Monday nights, onboarding class. We had a great time yesterday. Really nice group. We had about 28 people show up. Really good questions. We had a really great time. So come join me. Bring your questions. As Tesla, my goodness, just continues. 186. There it is. So yeah, come hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, just going to sell some more Tesla here, 186.05.
Any chance we can get the onboarding class European edition? I can try to work on my accent if you like. I can try. No guarantees, but we can try. No, I know what you mean. You mean time frame, right? Because it's probably really late over there. Well, we got to figure something out. Yeah.
Oh, what's that for?
The onboarding class on Mondays.
Oh,
It's at
yeah,
8
yeah,
p.m. Eastern
yeah,
time. So if you're in Europe, what's that? 4 a.m. Right?
yeah.
So it's pretty early to try to be focused.
Yes.
All right. So here's AMD. Didn't really do what we were looking for. Punched through, came back down. It's punching through again. So I guess it just doesn't look that clean. Let's see here. Um, yeah, I think if I get into that trade, I'm kind of forcing it. It doesn't look great.
Keeping an eye on Tesla here. We are at R4, so it's possible it could reverse here.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at what Paris did. What do we have here? So Paris took long, stopped out, then long, added on Tesla, and then on the breakout above the VWAP, he took par. So he's still in this thing. Took out at 186.
Nice.
He took out some, man. What? That is a nice trade, Paris.
Yeah, that was
Congrats,
a
man.
nice.
Awesome.
That was the better entry than the one I got.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sort of. I even thought about that trade when it went above the VWAP, but Tesla has not been the greatest trader. Wow.
Yeah.
They're
That
really
was hard to
beating
trust
out.
because we have not been getting the continuation, right? Same thing like with Apple and my Nvidia, we didn't get the continuation. So
Damn.
AMD looking much better now. Yeah, I think AMD looks good now. So we're gonna go in along an AMD slightly above the VWAP, and let's see if we can get.
AMD's coming up.
Yeah, I like the setup here so far. So let's see if we can get some momentum
And
to it.
like,
Stop loss here, guys, is we're going to give it a little bit of room, 157.32. So that'll be our stop right in this area. If it comes to that, our strategy is no longer in play, right? So we're aiming for at least 159 if we can. That'll make this trade worth it.
nice, John.
John,
John got
yeah,
Tesla as well. He got the better entry.
yeah. I see that trade there. Entered right above the
Yeah,
VWAP, and then
bunch of our
we'll move
traders
up.
got that trade as well. Slick got
Sweet,
it. Nice.
sweet,
Um,
sweet.
yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, that was a good setup.
Historically, summers are not good for semis, nor over in our YouTube chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I,
know,
I
Mr.
think
T.
I think this
Yeah,
year's
watch.
different. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, watch AMD here. It's right at yesterday's low.
Yeah,
There is an order here, 158.50.
yeah. Let's see if we can get the push to 159. Struggling.
There's nothing at 159. Nobody's expecting it to go there, or at least there's
Well,
no
they
big
better go there
players
because
expecting
I needed to go there. They better understand that I needed to go there,
it.
man. Stop this nonsense.
Okay,
All right, we'll see.
it's a new strategy.
Yeah, new strategy we're creating right now.
Yeah, where do you need the stock to go?
Yeah,
Nvidia's sort of still stuck here at 122. We're breaking out on the Qs, and
and
SPY still trading in a
yeah,
range.
yeah. We got like a little movement because of the numbers, but it's not like an explosive continuation type movement, right? So things are still somewhat struggling. Um, look at MU. MU had a nice little pop.
Mm-hmm.
Meta's trucking
CCL is
away.
coming back up.
Yep, yep. Yeah, CCL looking to get back to that
Window, we got a
17.
nice trade on MU.
Yeah, Brendan, longtime member of ours. Nice trade on MU. Sweet. Still in it right now. He's taking partials on the way up at the moment. So awesome. All right, AMD's taking too long. I don't like this. This should have got going already. I start get to a little bit impatient if we don't get this move right away. So this thing better start heading in the right direction here quickly.
Alphabet is breaking out. Google, GOOGL. Hard to chase it here because it's right at R4.
Which one?
Google or Alphabet,
Google.
whatever you want to call it.
Oh, type that wrong. There it is. Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's an all-time high for Google.
It is?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is all-time highs. We have not seen Google up here ever. So,
yeah.
Nice.
AMD kind of rolling over now.
Oh, hold on. I'm in that. AMD. Yeah, it's not looking good. I can hold past, not past my stop, but I can hold to my stop. But it's just, I don't have no faith that it's going to get going.
Yeah.
But on a day like this, you really have to give it the room. So we'll see. We'll hold to our stop on this one. Around 157, 50, 60-ish. We don't want to go. Just basically this level here. We don't want to go in below this right there. Right? That is where the buyer should be stepping in if it is going to turn around. So we don't want to go past that. We want to get to at least 159 if we can. But that is the area where I don't want to see the stock going under. But I do like the drop they had this morning, and it seemed to have found a base here at a 156.75. So we just need the momentum to get this thing cranking.
So we get to 187 on Tesla. We'll sell some more.
Oh, right. You're still in Tesla. Man.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. I can just I can hear Paris sitting in front of his computer now.
I love you, Tesla.
I love you, Tesla. Well, we'll have him on later so we can do it because I can't. Nobody does it.
No,
here we go.
He's got that smooth. I love you, Tesla.
Yeah. Here we go. It's going to blow through here. Come on.
Nice.
Ooh.
Let's get that 187. Come on.
Yeah. It printed 187.
Yeah.
Get a fill.
AMD. It's not doing. It's trying. It's trying. It's struggling. I don't know. The volume's definitely died out. Look, if you notice here. We had decent volume here. Now we're not getting no volume on this thing. So that's not going to help our situation here at all. So.
Wow. So Iran is breaking out. This was the one I was going to watch. It seems to be some kind of energy play. Iran, IREN.
Oh, this garbage thing over here. Yeah, see it going.
Yeah.
This stock is on our list, on our gappers list all the time, and it barely does anything. But today, they seem to be wanting to get going. I see.
It's going back up to 14, maybe.
Yeah. Apple couldn't hang. Looks like it wants to head back down to the low of the day here. Uh, Tesla doing very well. Hopefully can hold. And CCL just came back right to trying to get back to its range. Nice dive and just right back up, but really not much going on there. Nvidia sideways. AMD
Yeah.
sideways. Just Meta. Not much love. So you know what's going to happen here, right? The minute I get out of AMD, it's going to go to like 160.50, right? Let's just go to the previous day close on this thing. The minute I get out of it, but I'm going to get out of it here because I don't want this to be a red trade. There's no reason to stick around. So out of break even, and watch it jump to red to green now that I'm out of the trade.
Well, it's going to be, I don't know, it might continue to sell off here back. At least it might go back to the VWAP. Qs are selling off again.
Yeah, SPY, not so much. Qs. Nvidia. Tesla heading back up to that 187. Man, Tesla was the trade of the day. Wow, this was the one that actually gave you a great continuation. And a lot of you guys took this trade too. I mean, a lot of you guys were in this. Very nice.
Yeah, it seemed
nice
like
job.
there were a lot of people that got that Nvidia trade. Yeah, Google is GOGL is just on fire today, breaking out. John, you gotta like that. This is your bread and butter, as they say. These John's favorite trades, I think, are these break a high of days, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
The bread and the butter.
He loves those.
It's in his.
I'm so glad I got out of AMD. Look at AMD straight down. Might go retest that low of the day there. So
yeah, lost the VWAP.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah, I ran.
What's that up to? Oh man, that is going.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Complicare. Yeah, AMD it's really weak here, but it came out of nowhere. Like if you look at the daily, right? If you look at the daily on AMD, you see other semis hopping around, going crazy. Nvidia and everybody else involved heavily with AI, and AMD's just kind of been staying put, right? They're not going crazy like Nvidia is. It's just kind of staying sideways. And today, it's just got a really big drop at the open that a lot of the other semis and tech didn't get. So it's kind of strange the way they reacted to today. Actually, it's the only one that's is it right? In the red. Yeah, I believe so. It's the only one in the red. Everybody was in the green as far as gapping up or not. So very, very strange the way they're trading. As far as what every other tech company is doing. Next target on IREN. Let's take a look. Are you in this?
14 probably, if it can get there, but it's pretty extended from the moving averages. So
yeah, and you got to be careful. Like with these, I'm assuming it's a low flow stock, or at least it's moving like one. Like even the daily
it's actually
levels.
not a low flow. It's over 100. It's over. I thought I looked at it. It was over 100 million shares, I think.
Yeah, it's like 96 or something. I think it might be.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 128. 128.
Yeah.
But when these stocks are moving like this, right, and they can get halted, like some of these levels that they're not as great as it would be like on an MU and Nvidia and AMD when it becomes, when it takes off like that. So just be mindful of that. But levels I have 1428 and I have 1595 on the daily. But like Brian said, look out for that 14 whole dollar. That's going to play a part when you're going from, when you're up so much, going from 1280 all the way to 14. So
Hmm.
psychological levels are going to be important as well, like that whole dollar. Um, Apple trying to get going. CCL looks
Wow,
horrible.
Tesla really rolled over. Nvidia really rolled
Yep.
over. So be careful here.
Uh,
Oh,
Spice and Qs are
Amazon's
not
happy.
really selling off. So I don't know if this sell off is significant, but Spice and the Qs are not selling off. So Spice actually trying to go higher. Qs are trying to go higher. Um, Not that that's a reason for these stocks to go up, but you know, it could be some profit taken and then they get back on the direction.
Right, a
Apple
little bit
is
of
trying
a
to,
crazy day, but it just took some bit of
yeah,
patience to come up with some good trades.
yeah. It was. I took a lot of trades today. Actually, 3 trades is a lot for me. So I had AMD break even. I had a Tesla, not Tesla, Nvidia. That was the winner for today, and then the other losing trade was it Apple? Apple. So we got some partial, but we gave it all back. So I wasn't paying attention on my break even here. I don't know what I was doing, but somehow we managed to end green, small green, but somehow we managed to end green, which is nice. But this was the one that killed it. I should have stopped out of break even. That would have been a decent, not a decent day, but could afford lunch type of day
Yeah, that's right. Olive
at the
Garden,
Four Seasons, or
Four
maybe you could take
Seasons. Oh
Megan to
wow, we're going upscale.
one of these three stars
Oh, the
vegan.
Michelin's.
What does it go
Yeah,
to? The Michelin's. Yeah, before take
yeah,
Megan
Michelin
there.
star. One thing, Megan doesn't go cheap on her restaurants, and she doesn't go cheap on her hotels.
Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. She's got class and
She
taste.
should be
That's for
able to
sure.
afford something expensive after Apple. I think she was. I think Megan was playing Apple with options,
Hmm.
so that would have worked out pretty well. Let's see, what have we got here? It is. Yeah, everything's kind of getting a little bit choppy here. Tesla's pulled back, Nvidia's pulled back to the VWAP. Not really seeing any setups that I like right now.
Yeah.
AMD is kind of just chopping around the VWAP. Um,
Uh,
Not much going on. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really here on Nvidia that I can see.
do
Apple,
we do we do we
Apple,
like AMD
Apple.
here again?
I don't know.
How's I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
This is where it stalled last time, so I guess to be
If it breaks through,
careful.
that could be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we can break through this S3, then it could be interesting. Apple's kind of looking like it's going to catch a bid to 210.60. There took out IMD took out some some asks, right at this level.
Yeah, it's trying. If it keeps trying long enough, it's gonna break through it. But the entry would have been at 158 here, so it's a little tougher to get in here and survive the pullback because it can pull back right back down to the VWAP. So you got a really bad entry. At least I would have with the way I'm planning it. So, all right, YouTube. What do we have? 376 likes so far. Just short of 400. If we can help us get there, that'd be awesome. We're almost wrapping up here. Not yet, but in a few minutes we're wrapping up. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. Pre-market show with Peter and I, Mr. Dad Jokes and Mr. Rant are going to be in full effect tomorrow. So I can't wait to hear if he has anything good for us. But yeah, guys. Also, laptop giveaway tomorrow, so definitely don't miss that. Make sure you subscribe. So you can be alerted when we go live. Make sure you hit the bell and all that good stuff. Laptop giveaway tomorrow. Andy's going to be on doing that. So looking forward to seeing who's going to take away that prize. Yeah, rough day, guys. Was not the best market. We've seen better. A lot of sideways action. Horrible continuation, unless you caught that Tesla trade right at the VWAP starting at 950 or so. That was nice, Peter. I mean, you caught it, Brian, and also Paris caught it. John,
best opportunity.
A couple of people. Yeah. So that's probably the best trade of the day.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that was probably the best trade of the day, and I mean we had some other really good trades in the room as well. Some of our members.
Yeah.
Man, Meta was would have been a good trade right from the open.
Yeah, the volume though is tough. I mean, if you look at this, it's less than a 90 down, so it would have been tough to hold on to, but it's just chucking away. Chucking away is up 1.6. We started day red into the green and has not looked back. So yeah, that's look at the daily candle on this thing. It's gonna go towards the high of yesterday, and it's looking rather nice. So hopefully it continues. All right, there it is. AMD breaking out. It's going. I didn't jump in though, but it's going.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's still got a lot of selling today, but it does have some buyers that are between here and 159.
Yeah.
Not sure. It doesn't. It
doesn't convince you, right, Brian? It's not convincing.
No, I mean it could go, but it's not A plus, so I'm not going to take it.
Yep, I didn't take it either. All right, friends over on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it. We'll be back in tomorrow. We're going to continue back in our chat room, so we're going to head over there. If you want to join bearboottrace.com/YouTube, you can join for 7 days for $1 and join us the entire day. We go all the way to 4 p.m. to the market close. So take care, trade safe. If not, we will see you tomorrow at 8:30. Have a great one, guys.
See you guys. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us out on YouTube. Cheers.